welcome to another class of computer lesson. So today we are going to learn the remaining portions in this chapter. So before going to this topic, let me remind you what are the things we have already learned in our previous class. So first of all, what is a program? So can you tell me what is a program? A program is the set of instructions. A program is which is a set of instructions. Then what do you mean by an instruction? Telling the computer what to perform or what to do. That is the instruction. So a group of a sequence of or a set of instruction is commonly called a program. We have to give some instruction, that's a name program. Different types of program, different programming languages are available. Each of the languages has its own structure, its own purpose. So here the sequence of instructions also known as algorithms, and we can represent these algorithms in a flow chart. That is the pictorial representation. So flow chart means which is the pictorial representation of sequence of instructions to solve a problem. Pictorial representation of instruction. Representation of instructions. Yes. So last class we did some problem for using flowchart. So that is the problem like how to calculate the sum of two numbers. Then in this flowchart there are some shapes. Each shape has its own uses. Then first shape is terminal box. Terminal box means a rounded rectangle shape. Then what is its use? It is used for writing beginning of the statement or beginning or ending of the flowchart, which represents beginning or ending of the flowchart. Then its name is terminal box. Terminal box. Then second shape is input box or output box. How it look like? So this is input box or we can say output box. Means we can write input statements or output statements into this box. What is the name of this box? Input box. We can also say that output box. So input box or output box. This is the place where we can write the input data. So input box or output box. Then next is a rectangle shaped box, and which is known as processing box. What is the name of this shape? Processing box. Then what is the use of processing box? We can write processing statements into this box. Processing statements like how to calculate a sum or average or any multiplication, division. That's a process. So such type of statements can be inserted into this box. Which box? Processing box. The next one is a diamond shaped box, which is known as decision box. What is its name? Decision box. So here in this box we can have two results, a true result and a false result. If the condition is correct, we can go to the true statement, otherwise we can go to false statement. So we have to take a decision using this box, that is decision box. So once again, what are the shape of the box used in the flowchart? First one terminal box, then input box or output box, processing box, then next one decision box. Then next topic is various programming constructs. Various programming constructs. Various programming in three different ways. So the three different ways are, first one, sequence construct. The first type is sequence construct. Second one, decision construct. Decision construct. And third one is repetitive construct. Third one, repetition or repeat. Repetition construct. So we can construct the flowchart using three different ways. What are the three different ways? Sequence construct. We can draw a flowchart using sequence construct. Also decision construct, it is another type, and third one is repetition construct. So one by one we can discuss. So let's start with first one, sequence construct. Okay. So in sequence construct, the flow of diagram it moves from one statement to another statement directly. There is no conditional statements in sequence construct. So in sequence construct, the program simply moves from one statement to another. Program moves from one statement to another. Moves from one statement to another. One statement to another. There is no conditional statements in this type of programs or in this type of flowchart. Such type of flowchart is known as sequence construct flowchart. Sequence construct flowchart. So once again, what is sequence construct flowchart? In this type of flowchart, the statements are the flow or the direction of statements from one statement to another. So there is any conditional statements are here. So that we can say it is sequentially written. So sequence constructs. So let's take an example. How to a program to find the multiplication of three numbers. Multiplication of three numbers. Okay, so let's start with the algorithm means step of instructions. So first step 1, start. Yes. Then step 2, accept the values or numbers. Here the input is, we have to input three numbers for calculating the multiplication. So here we can write the input statement. Read or accept three values. Read or accept three values. Then step 3. Next step is processing step. So what is the process takes place here? Multiplication. That's the process. So third step, we have to process the equation. Here the process is multiplication. So write C equal to D equal to A into B into C. So that means the values A, B and C, and then calculate the values or multiply the value A into B into C and then stored into C. First step, start, then read or accept three values. Let's take A, B and C. Then multiply A, B and C and then stored in the letter D. Then step 4, we can print the value of D. Print or display. Print or display D. Okay, then fifth step, stop. Okay, first start the program. Then read or accept three values A, B, C, and then calculating the multiplication of A, B, and C. Then it is stored in a variable D. Then we know the final result is stored in letter D. So we have to print that letter D. So print or display letter D. Then stop. Example, let's say A is equal to 5. B is equal to 2. C is equal to 1. Then according to this program, what is the step? First, step 1 start. Step 2 read or accept 3 values. So we take 3 values. A is equal to 5, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to 1. Then third step, calculate A into B into C and store in D. So A means 5, 5 into B means 2 into 1, 5 into 2 into 1, 10. Then it is stored in letter D. So D is equal to 10. Then step 4, print or display D. That is the fourth step, print value D. Then step 5, stop. So what will be our flowchart using this instruction? Let's see. Let's draw the flowchart. So first step, start, which is written in a which box? Terminal box. So start. Then second step, read or accept the values. So second one is which box? Input or output box. Accept values of A, B, and C. Then third one, next is processing step. So D is equal to A into, so here in computer, star is represented by the multiplication symbol. So A into B into C. Then next step, printing statement. So print D. Print D. Then stop. So stop. That type of statement should be written in terminal box. So this is the flowchart for calculating the multiplication of three numbers. Start, accept values, then processing, then printing, then stop. Then another example, draw a flowchart to make fruit juice. So here question is draw a flowchart to make fruit juice. To make fruit juice. So what is the output and input here? So input means ripe fruits. Ripe fruits. Then output fruit juice. Output is fruit juice. Okay. So first let me write the instruction how to make a fruit juice. So step 1, start. jar. Then step 4, switch on the juicer. Switch on the juicer. Then step 5, extract the juice. Extract the juice. Then step 6, put it into a glass. Put it into a glass. Into a glass. Then step 7, store. Okay, so once again, start. Step 1, start. Step 2, take the ripe fruits. Then that's the input here. Then step 3, put these fruits in a jar. Then step 4, switch on the juicer. That's the processing step. And finally, we get the output, that is extracting the juice from the jar. Then step 6, put it into a glass. And then step 7, store. Then how to convert this algorithm into flowchart? Let's try it. First one, so the corresponding flowchart will be flowchart. First step, start. So start should be in which box? Terminal box. Then second step, take the ripe fruits. So that is the second step. So it should be in input box. That's the input. So take the ripe fruits. Then third step, put the fruits in a jar. So it is also a reading statement. So that is an input. So put these fruits in a jar. Then next, processing. So that, what is the process here? Switch on the juicer. So yes, switch on the juicer. The next step, extracting juice from it. So fifth step, extract the juice. Extract the juice. And then next step, put it in a glass of jar. So that is the printing statement. So it should be in input data box or output data box. So put it into a glass. Then stop. Once again, start, take the ripe fruits, put these fruits in a jar, switch on the juicer, extract the juice, then put it into a glass, then stop. Then, next, let me take another example. numbers. So the question here is draw a flow chart to find the average of three numbers. Then can you tell me how to calculate the average of three numbers? Yes, sum divided by n. Sum divided by n, that is the average. For example, 20, 30, 50. What is the average here? 20 plus 30 plus 50 by 3. Right? Yes. So, how to draw a flow chart for the question finding the average of three numbers. So, let's do it. First, write the instruction. Step 1. Start. Step 2. Accept the values. How many values? 3 values. We know we have to find out the average of 3 numbers. So 3 values. So accept the values of, let's take P, Q and R. P, Q and R. Then step 3. First reading 3 values. Then next step 3, finding the sum. So let's take S is equal to, S means sum, P plus Q plus R. So that is the sum of 3 numbers P, Q and R. Then step 4. S divided by 3. So let's take another letter A. Average is equal to S by 3. So here is the sum. So that sum is divided by 3. We get average. Then step 5. Printing the average. So print or display average, letter A, average, comma, A. Then step 6, stop. So these kinds of programs are included in sequence construct. So that means first statement, it continues to second statement, then continues to third statement, then fourth, fifth, sixth. That means the flow of program moves from one statement to another statement. There is no any condition in this type of program or in this type of flow chart. Okay, so let's draw the flow chart for finding the average of 3 numbers. First one, start. Start. Then second one. So what is the second step here? Accept the values of PQR. So it should be written on printing statement or means input box or output box. So accept the values of P, Q and R. Accept values of P, Q, R. Then next step, third step is finding the sum of 3 numbers. So it is the processing step, so that we should write on processing box. S is equal to P plus Q plus R. Then next step, it is also another processing step. That means we have to calculate the average by finding sum. So we already find the sum. So next step, calculate the average. So A is equal to S by 3. Then next is we have to display or print the value of age, that means our age. So next it is the printing statement, so that we should write the statement in a input box or output box. So next print or display D, so letter A, then stop. So this type of step by step or continuous sequence of statements from one statement to another is known as which construct? Sequence construct. Then another type of construct is decision construct. So next type of construct is what? Decision construct. So next type is decision construct. D-E-C-I-S-I-O-N, decision construct. Okay. So in this type of construct, as the name itself, decision. Decision means we have to make a decision using this flowchart. In our previous construct like sequence construct, the sequence of statements from one state to another statement. So it's a continuous flow of statements. There is no any other decisions. So in this type of flowchart, it contains a decision box. So can you think? So in our previous, there is no any decision box, right? So in this type of flowchart, there is a decision box. For example, if you calculate any program, for example, suppose you have to calculate the average of marks greater than 80. So there is a condition. If the student who got the mark greater than 80, then he will pass or she will pass. So that is a condition. So such type of condition like statement should be written on which construct? Decision constructs. So in the decision construct, the program control is transferred from a certain instruction to some other instruction depending upon the condition. So in this type of program, the program control moves from one condition or one instruction to another instruction depending upon the condition. So that means the condition has two ends, a true end and false end. That means if the condition is true, it will go to the true statement. If the condition is false, it will go to the another statements or false statements, right? So let's take an example. Here the example in your text, your father has given you some money. Your father has given you some money. Draw a flowchart to decide whether to buy an ice cream or a pizza from it. So, for suppose you have some money and now you have to decide to buy an ice cream or a pizza. So that depends on the price of the ice cream and pizza. If the price is greater than 50, you can have pizza. Otherwise, ice cream. So let's draw a flowchart based on this question. So first take a instruction or step instructions. First step 1, start. Step 2, here your father gave you some money and that is get money. So the condition Step 3. If this money greater than 50, you can have pizza. If the money greater than 50, then you can have pizza. Else, step 4. So it connects if else statements. If else statements means if this is true, you can have this. Otherwise, you can have ice cream. Else part, that means the money is less than 50. Less than 50, then ice cream. Then next is step 5. Get ice cream or pizza. Then step 6, stop. So once again, step 1 start. Step 2 get money. If the money greater than 50, you can have pizza. Otherwise, you can have ice cream. Then go to the stop statement. So what are the things we have learned today? At first, we have discussed sequence construct. Sequence construct means the flow of program moves from one statement to another statement. That means there is no decision statement in there. And the second type is decision construct. It depends on the decision. So whether it is true, it goes to the true statement. Otherwise, goes to false statement. So let's wind up this class. We will continue later. Thank you.